Hello, I'm Cara Payzant with the Crafty Nook, and we're going to make this cute little tag, super easy project. It's a celebrate because I'm going to talk about adoption and what our adoption journey looked like. So my husband and I decided that adoption was the route we wanted to go because of medical problems that we both have. We didn't want to pass those on to another child. So we chose to adopt, and this is what it is. So I can tell you, when you adopt, when you actually get the baby, because all your friends and family have been waiting with you, you celebrate a lot. You celebrate a lot. So let's jump into that. So we're going to be playing with the Celebrate tags, stamp set and dies. I don't know why I'm showing you that side. This side that is a mess because I haven't taken the time to make it look pretty, but that's okay. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is make our base tag. So I'm using Night of Navy and the tag, and then I'm using the Stylish Shapes dies. See, these ones I have on magnet, they do look good. All right, and I'm going to place this down like so. Now this one fits a water bottle beautifully, but not so much a wine bottle. And let me tell you, one of the great benefits of adopting a baby instead of having your own is that you can drink right away. There's no waiting. So we're making this as a tag that we can do right along. So that we can put on a wine bottle. That almost made sense. All right, so we're going to use the cut and emboss machine to cut that out. And when you do, you get this, I know, through the magic of Facebook, right? Or video. We get this, and this is in Pacific Point. So you want to add your DSP. This is the Celebrate Everything DSP. That's the host paper. And this is 2 inches by 2 3/16. I'm so sorry. I didn't make the shape of it. So we had decided that adoption was the route for us and started waiting. We did all the paperwork. They wanted, no joke, a DNA sample. No joke, can't make that up. We had to get fingerprinted by the State Patrol. We did all the things, and by October of 2007, we were on the adoption agency's website. And at that point, and this is one of those big misnomers that people think, there's no like waiting for your birth for a baby. Like when this baby comes, your number is up. It doesn't work that way. You're just waiting for a birth mom to choose you, to look at what your life is and see how that measures up against what she would like to have her child be raised in. So we got on their website. I cut out the candles. I will come back to it, I promise, the story, with silver foil paper. And I'm gonna put 3 of these on here, and I'm just gonna use liquid glue to do it. So we got on their website in October. We went on a fabulous vacation together in January, and we were anticipating a 2-year wait because that was what the average was. Imagine our surprise when in March we found out that not only had a birth mom chosen us, but that she was already born, which floored us. We were not prepared. We had nothing. I mean, there was a room that the baby could be in, but we had nothing else. So you can get a lot of things done in 3 days. We did some power shopping, my mom and I did, and we rearranged the house. There was so much to do, right? I went out on family leave. We got all ready to go. And then we got home, we got there and realized there had been a miscommunication with the birth mom. And we were going to have to come back the next week to pick her up, to get her, which I cried all the way home. I thought there's no way this is going to happen. There's just no way. It did. Everything aligned. God was so good to us. We came back and picked her up and we had a baby. It was, if you're pregnant for 9 months, at least, or 40 weeks, right? At least you know it's coming, right? When it's such a surprise, it was a lot to take in, but it was great. And when the Sunday we went back to church, I lead worship and my husband is our church pianist. So the Sunday we went back to church, they had us come up to the altar, but I realized and told my husband that God had been telling me. So at the very beginning of this process, we had decided we were going to adopt, but just hadn't decided when to start the process. We went ahead and made that decision because God kept telling me it's time to adopt. It's time to adopt. The cool part, it makes me cry every time. I'm so sorry. The cool part is that from the time he was telling me it's time to adopt, our birth mom had been pregnant. So what we didn't know, excuse me, is that we really were pregnant the whole time. All right, I'm going to show you how to do this sentiment real quick and collect myself. Let's see. That's good. Let's celebrate out. And we're going to stamp this in black memento ink. Hopefully you can all see it. All right, so the only problem is that's not easy to see behind the thing. So celebrate is right in the middle and we don't want the let's or you. So we're going to take Post-it notes and we're going to stick it over those words. And it just occurred to me that we have masking tape now. I kind of forgot about that. All right, we're going to take those off. Oops. And then going to stamp it like so. And then you can use the die that matches this, just like this, and cut it out so that, let's get those pieces out of the way, it's ready to go. So now we're going to put this on with dimensionals and then we're going to tie our bow. So anyway, so it was very exciting when we found out. We had lots of friends and family waiting along with us. And it just made me think, as I was trying to decide what I was going to talk about, was what are the things that you should or should not say to an adoptive family? One sticks out in my mind so much because I was so flabbergasted I couldn't figure out what to say. So if the adoptive mom, myself, is finally back at work part-time after adopting the long-awaited baby, the thing that you should definitely not say is, "Isn't it hard for you to be here today?" And I said, "No, like it's okay." And she said, "Well, wasn't it hard to leave her?" And I said, "Yeah, but I just did it really fast, so I didn't think about it." And she goes, "Oh, that's not normal. Do you think it's because you didn't carry her?" So at that point, I was just stymied. Don't say things like that or try in any way to suggest that you somehow love your child more than I love mine because you bore your child and I did not. The good news is I didn't have to have an episiotomy, so it was definitely a celebration to have one more, right? So definitely you don't want to make that suggestion ever. Like ever. I don't even know any other way. People say really weird things to you when you're an adoptive parent about your own child. And it's weird. And I think the thing I want to say more than anything is I forget she's adopted like all the time. My dad told me that about my sister. So my baby sister, my youngest sister, is adopted. And my husband's sister is adopted, so our family is very familiar with adoption. But he said he forgot that Ashley was adopted. And I thought that was the craziest thing. How could you forget that? Well, now I have an adopted child of my own, and I forget that she's adopted all the time. So anything you wouldn't say to any mom that's had a baby are things you definitely don't want to suggest to a new adoptive mom. And I promise you, adoptive moms are especially sensitive to anything you might say about that. My antenna still goes up every time I hear adoption. I like sit up straighter and listen more, because what is somebody gonna say? Whoops. Well, that was rather good. By the way, let's go back to this ribbon real quick. So I'm making this bow, and it has many layers. So there are many ways to make them, but I'm doing 3. Oh, I guess I did 4 with that one. Let's do 4. Let's see if I have enough ribbon here. Yeah, just a little. How wide is it? Is it too wide? Oh, it's about right. Okay, we're gonna stick with 3 this time, I think. Anyway, from here, whoops, you want to catch the ribbon that falls off your desk. You're just going to cut a little piece off. We're going to wrap it around the middle and tie it in a knot. It's going to be great. Well, we're going to tie it once, and then we're going to tie it to the tag. Anyway, so those things like that, you just please don't say. Please don't ask what country the child is from. I'm not sure why this matters at all to anybody, but it's a question we get a lot. We get asked like a lot. And when they say it, we say the same thing every time, which is Idaho. Like she wasn't international. Don't ask those things. I mean, there's just really no reason to, right? Just keep it to all the things you would say. Now, if you're a family and you've immigrated in from, I don't know, now I'm under pressure to choose a good country. Let's just go with Germany. I don't know why Germany is on my brain. Let's say you've immigrated from Germany. I would understand why people would ask you, like, where you're from and why you came. But asking it about somebody's child, really not cool. And also, I messed this up, so I'm going to take it off and we're going to try it again. Also, there are sensitivities with adoptive parents and the birth family, and making sure that our child is safe and okay. So you definitely want to keep those things to yourself. Okay, I don't like it when I mess up. It's not one of my favorite things. Okay, that one goes that way. My tails are going the wrong direction. This is what happens when I talk and try to do things at the same time. It's just sad. Okay, I just had my tails screwed up, that's all. All right, we got it now, I think. Anyway, so those are things you don't want to ask. Please don't ask how much our adoption is or how much we paid for our adoption. It's just a sensitive topic. Unless, of course, you're adopting yourself and you are thinking you're going to adopt and you really are researching to find out, can we do this and can we make it work? Then by all means, ask away. We're more than happy to tell other people. But otherwise, I mean, you wouldn't ask somebody how much they paid for the new shoes that they have on, right? Like, it's just a good thing. Don't do that. And don't ask who the adoptive parents are. Or I'm sorry, the adoptive parents. That would be us. Don't ask who the birth parents are. Again, it just goes back to that safety and security thing. I can't imagine our birth mom would come and do anything, but I'd rather not open that door either. All right. We have our little tag now. Now, here's my problem that I have. I could sit and fluff this for hours. And I'm going to let go of it a little bit. So this one opens a little bit more because I didn't tie it around so tight. This one, I tied just a little too tight. So you want to make sure it has room to actually go on a wine bottle when you deliver it and say congratulations. Okay, we're just going to leave it. I'm going to not play with it. I'm just going to leave it alone for right now. Anyway, those are just some things you might want to do. I would also just caution, if you know a couple and they are waiting for a baby, the question they really don't want to ask in that waiting period is, have you gotten a baby yet? We had an incredibly short wait, but that is not at all the norm for most people. And it's quite discouraging to keep having to tell people, no, we haven't gotten a baby yet. I promise you, if you have a couple that is waiting to adopt, when they do get matched with a birth mom for a baby, you will know. Everyone will know. The morning I got to send out an email blast to all of our friends and family to tell them was a glorious day. It was very exciting. So just some things to keep in mind if you happen to know anybody that's going through adoption. Although it's not very rare, not very typical anymore. There were only, in any given year, there's about 1,500 adoptions nationwide in the United States. That does not include family adoptions that are happening within families. So that's not very many at all. But it is one we are very happy with the choice that we made and the crazy smart daughter we have now. Okay, I hope you guys all have a great day and enjoyed this little tag. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.